So here we are at the second annual Social Justice Bloc Party in Olympia at the Arts Walk, Spring Arts Walk, at the Olympia Rafah Solidarity Mural Project. A bunch of groups tabling. These groups are either part of the mural project or they're just organizations in town that are continuing to do work around social justice. And so we just bring everyone here so we can learn about what each other are doing, we can build connections between the organizations and continue to build a movement for social justice in Olympia.
Es que el arte ha sido también una manera como cruzar a fronteras para llevar arte y más que nada como transmitir lo que estamos pasando o lo que se está viviendo ahora en estas fechas.
So with art, we have the opportunity to put things visually and create images, especially right now, like with migration. We get to put an image on what we live and what we experience.
Ok, esta onda es de... Gracias.
So Familia Samuelo por Justicia is a union formed of farm workers from Skagit Valley. There's a farm up there called Sakuma Brothers Berry Farms. And they have all kinds of mistreatment there of the workers. There's wage theft. They're working up to 12 hours a day without breaks. They're not being paid a living wage in the first place. They can make up to like as little as $1.45 an hour. And so they just did a West Coast tour for Familia Samuelo to like raise awareness about the boycott. They're boycotting Driscolls Berries, which is the biggest distributor of Sakuma products, to call attention to the injustices and have Sakuma sign a union contract.
This is a historic campaign that is reminiscent of the boycott campaigns by the United Farm Workers with Cesar Chavez. And during the tour, the tour was able to form 18 boycott committees all across the West Coast. So it's really promising, and there's ways that you can support and be a part of the strategic escalation plan to pressure Sakuma Farms, Driscolls Berries, and to make real change for the well-being of our farm workers.
Hay programas educativos, educación, proyectos de becas universitarias para estudiantes. La gente de Olympia está apoyando a jóvenes que no pueden estudiar en la universidad.
So they support educational projects. Here in Olympia, we raise money to support scholarships, partial scholarships for students in Santo Tomas. This year we have we offer 18 partial scholarships to young people that couldn't afford college otherwise.
También un comedor infantil donde comen 120 niños y ahí hay una biblioteca popular pública para que los niños hagan sus investigaciones. La alimentación es totalmente gratuita para los niños.
¿Y cuántos niños?
120.
Okay. We also support a free children's lunch program. About 120 kids go each day. And Olympia also supports a small public library where kids can go and read books and get homework help.
My name is Sarah Stockholm and I work with Art Forces, and we're here at the Olympia Rafah Solidarity Mural Project in Olympia, Washington, and at the Social Justice Bloc Party, and we've collaborated with Just Seeds and Culture Strike and bringing these print portfolios out into the streets to be used for education and movement building. So a little bit about them. This portfolio is called the Migration Now portfolio, and it's a collaboration of many artists. You can see the list of names here. And that comes out of the Just Seeds Artists Cooperative, which is a cooperative of printmakers from across North America, and Culture Strike, which is a collective of artists really working around migrant justice issues. So this portfolio features different prints, connecting different issues to migration. Title's called Migration Now. So each print kind of tells a little bit different story. I mean, for instance, this one, which is by Fabiana Rodriguez, really highlights the issue of the drug war. Other ones, I mean, I like this print here, which is saying all borders are temporary in so many languages. And I think I've been really thinking about the issue of migration now with the rhetoric coming from Donald Trump and many other Republicans, Democrats alike across the U.S. calling for increased militarization of the border with Mexico. And really, like, what is a border? The border that we currently have has not always been there. It is a temporary place, and it's a border. Our borders in the U.S. are places that are open to some, and at some points are closed to others. Thinking about the Chinese Exclusion Act, we haven't always had open borders for all people, and except maybe for immigrants coming from Europe. There's a little bit more mythology around settlers coming to this land, and when it comes to people of color, those borders often get shut.
We're a pro-soldier, anti-war organization, making sure that veterans get the services that the government don't offer, and offering a voice for soldiers whose voices don't fit into the mainstream. Coming to Olympia, one of our new programs that we're very excited about is our collaboration with the Sidewalk organization, who are in favor of rapid housing for homeless folks here in Olympia. And what we bring to the table is we're doing workshops on a weekly basis to help homeless veterans take charge of their own affairs and help guide them through the process how they go and get unclaimed benefits that they already have within the system.
SURGE stands for Showing Up for Racial Justice. It was an organization that was started in 2008 after the U.S. Social Forum, when white people were really called by people of color and black organizers to organize their own and to work towards racial justice in our communities by talking to white people and mobilizing white people for a multiracial movement. And the Olympia chapter of SURGE has been around for about 9 months, 10 months. And we started in response to a shooting of 2 young black men by the Olympia PD, and have been working to mobilize white people in our community to work for racial justice ever since.
This image also highlights that issue of borders, and it's a pretty striking image of the Statue of Liberty with the border wall around it. Other people that are here at the Social Justice Bloc Party include the Leonard Peltier Defense Committee, and so we started a conversation around this print specifically when we were setting up everything in the past few days, and thinking, what does it mean to be an immigrant? What does it mean for my ancestors who came from Czechoslovakia and Norway to immigrate onto indigenous land? And how is that conversation also connected to the struggle in Palestine and Israeli settlement of Palestinian land? So thinking migration, it's a very natural act that people have been doing for thousands of years, and through issues of like war, capitalism, really force people into position to migrate in order to save their lives. And I see those ties being made here with this portfolio.
So it's DJ Clombre from Chaos Radio, 89.3 FM, and had a fantastic time last night with my good friend DJ Cool Hands Luke, who's also a fellow Chaos DJ, and we had a world music party last night, so that kind of ran the gauntlet of hip-hop to world hip-hop to world funk and soul to classic funk and soul, and then of course we had to pay tribute to Prince. So it was fun. It's a community event. It's what Chaos is all about, so we had to jump in and say, how can we help out?
What do you feel the role is of music and culture and social movements?
It's a great way to bring people together. I've heard some of the greatest bands in music history bring music from the Middle East to traditional Mexican music to Mexican music to Japanese music to Japanese music to Brazilian music to native music to hip hop, like seeing all these cultures come together off of one little thing that's called the note. It's amazing what it can do, just off of one little thing. And that off of one little note or two little notes or maybe a full album of just sounds from all over the world. You never know. It's interesting how music impacts the world, especially in Olympia. The famous saying, we didn't cross the borders crossed us. So this is our good way to, it's our one way to kind of take down those borders and say, no, this is how we like to share those cultures that are on those other borders, or on the other side of those borders that we can't freely access because for some reason it's illegal to hang out with other people. So hopefully music will help us change, or maybe conversation will make us change those borders, or those borders that other people put on us. So.
The other portfolio that's being featured here is Imaging Apartheid, and this comes out of Montreal, also with artists who are working with the Just Seeds Artists Cooperative. And they've made these prints available for people to use and distribute. There's wheat pasting projects that have happened, and they're all focused on issues of Israeli apartheid and a Palestinian struggle for self-determination. So some of the key things, again, talking about border walls, and here we have the apartheid wall being just kind of smashed apart and coming apart in geometric pieces, which is definitely the art seems to speak for itself. Somebody came here earlier and was telling me that seeing these posters just makes it clear what the role of art is, and the art is to tell a story, and the art is to bring awareness to issues that otherwise get silenced through our mainstream media and through textbooks that are being censored, whether that's in Texas, around Mexico and the Chicana movement, or whether that's erasure of information around Israel and the formation of that state on Palestinian land.
Well, it's called Opportunity for Olympia, and what it would do is create a fund within the city government that would give all of the high school graduates who go into any state school, so community college or four-year or vocational institution, 1 year of community college tuition. So it covers their first year of their AA or part of their first year of a bachelor's degree. It'll be funded with a 1.5% marginal tax on incomes over $200,000 for folks living in the city. It's about 700 households, or about 3% of the population. And it would allow all Olympia high school graduates to get at least the first year of their AA out of the way, all paid for.